This is a video for students that are sitting at their desks on their screens way more than they would be without necessarily a break or time to walk around. So I do have my phone in hand because I will give a couple of pointers for texting, checking the phone, which students often do. In order to begin, we'll roll on to the back. And this is just a great way to realign your spine, to check in with your posture when we have the surface of the floor beneath us. So if you are going to be taking a texting break, it's a nice place to do that here. Just be careful not to drop your phone on your face. And this is a great way, again, to just keep correct posture while texting. You could also prop up your arms if that would be more comfortable for you. Like on yoga blocks. Or something about that same height. So this is a really great way to avoid rounding, to avoid tech neck, which is what we're calling it when we get a pain in the neck. So, and you could just work here like that. Phone down, inhale, then reach the arms overhead, stretch the legs wide, arms wide, like you're making an X with your body. This is a back bend anytime the arms come overhead, so it reverses that rounding, slumping posture that we do at the desk. And then take a big breath in. Fill all the way, even add a little hold at the top, and then exhale out the mouth, all the way to the bottom. 2 more. Breathe in. You can close your eyes. Just giving them a break, letting them recede back toward the back of the sockets. Exhale all the way. 1 more. Big breath in and exhaling it all out. If you're comfortable here, we'll stay here. You could bend the elbows so that the arms are a little bit more comfortable, just continuing to open through the chest. And then opening your eyes, gaze directly ahead or up, and we'll circle the eyes. So taking your eyes to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, center, close the eyes, let them recede back. Other direction, make sure you're not straining the optical muscles. 12 o'clock, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12, center, close the eyes. From here, rolling over into Sphinx pose. And this is also a really great way to be on your phone in Sphinx pose. So I'm in a back bend, so this is excellent once again for undoing the rounding effects of the desk, sitting, driving, eating, basically everything. You might even sleep in a little ball in a fetal pose as well. So this is a great way to strengthen your back muscles, to open and expand the chest. And again, you can just do what you need to do here. These are 2 really great ways to take a texting break or to check your emails or whatever it is you're doing. Just make sure that you're not feeling anything in your back, and if so, you would just lower your arms a little bit more. So I'm not saying to be on the cell phone while doing your yoga practice. However, if you are going to be on the cell phone, you might as well be doing some kind of yoga practice as opposed to what we're usually doing when we're on the phone, which is not being aware of our posture, or even worse, rounding, caving in the chest, in the vital organs, the heart and lungs, or pulling the head forward and down. To come out, unroll. Take the hands alongside, press up to hands and knees. And first, coming to plank pose. If your knees are sensitive, you can place a blanket under them. Plank pose is a great way to check your alignment, and then lowering to your knees. Inhale, draw the tailbone down. On exhalation, just lower about an inch. And inhale, press back up. So you're not letting your hips droop down, you're not poking your butt up, but everything is in one line. If you would like, you can lower down so your shoulders are more in line with the elbow, pressing back up as you breathe in. Inhaling, exhale, lower. Inhale up, exhale, going down. Inhaling up. If you start to compromise your alignment, better to just lower a little tiny bit and even hold there. So you don't want to be drooping, belly flopping, just strengthening the upper body. And then pressing back into puppy dog so your thighs are upright. Walk your hands out, even take them as wide as the mat and forehead to the mat. Opening, expanding through your chest. It's an inversion that helps us to think clearly. Inversions are helpful for mental alertness. And then from there, walking back in and pressing back to downward facing dog. Either pedal out or bend your knees in this. Walking hands to feet, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, the hands to the hips. Squeeze your elbows, expanding the chest. Inhale all the way up. And mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. You are here along the floor. And on exhalation, side bending for a few breaths. As you breathe big, imagine you could expand the ribs with the breath. And then inhale again up. Exhale, going the other way. Inhale back to upright. Exhale, interlace the fingers, pressing the palms open to the sky. You can also do this at your desk, at your chair. So imagine that I'm sitting at my desk. And then release. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Switch the crisscrossing. Roll the shoulders back. If you'd like to deepen, you could lift your arms behind you, and then again, breathe in. And exhaling completely. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, lowering everything into mountain pose. Take the feet a little wider than hips width, hands on your own ribs. Breathe in fully. On your exhalation, twisting yourself around toward your right, and your hips can shift a little bit if that feels okay in the knee. If not, keep your hips facing front. And then with each inhale, imagine you could lift the ribs and breathe bigger. Exhaling, twisting, either keeping the hands where they are, going back to hands on hips, or you can take your arms out to the sides. Inhaling from the top, crown down like you're coming right through your center. Exhaling, revolving around. Come back to the center and other way. Inhale, lift the ribs. Exhale, twisting yourself around through the barrel of the ribs. And then either hands on the ribs, hands on the hips, or you can take your arms out to the sides for a few breaths. So your feet are facing front, but your chest, your face is facing the side. So we're twisting. Twisting poses are excellent for the health of your spine. Come back around, hands to the hips. Now we'll circle the arms. So I'm bending the knees a little, moving from the core. Remember to keep the breath very big. Your elbow is straight, and if you feel any kind of pinching in the shoulder, just stop or undo. Other arm, and I'm circling each arm in each direction 10 times. If you just do that each day, that's better than nothing at all. So I like to help students to incorporate little bits here and there into the day so that you're not necessarily trying to put an hour of time aside where we then end up doing nothing often because we don't have that kind of time. And make sure that you're breathing big and free. And center. Now inhale, open. Exhale like you're giving yourself a big hug. Keep the elbows lifted, crossing them over each other. And imagine you could breathe into your hands. Inhale, widen. Exhale, other arm on top. If you forget, just do which one you did first and then switch it. And again, breathe in big. And breathing out all the way. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower. Releasing it out. Keep your chest lifted. Arms alongside, just taking your ear toward your shoulder. Imagine you could breathe into the side of your neck where you're stretching. Other way, ear to the shoulder. And coming back to the center. So often when we are texting, our alignment looks like this. Which is why it's so great to be along the floor or even in Sphinx pose. It's not easy to remember to align while texting, so this would be an ideal pose to be in. You can also go over to a wall. Take your feet a little bit away, bend the knees so the knees are not going beyond the ankles, and text here. And then you'll notice right away when you start to pull down. So we do want everything to be lined up with the sacrum on the wall, the shoulder blades on the wall, and possibly the back of your head as well on the wall. This is what my teacher calls marching. So you can either keep your hands on your hips, or you can take your hands to your thighs. And as always, breathing deeply throughout. You can also take your legs out to the sides, stretching the inner hips. And then coming back to center, slow it down. Noticing the ball of the foot and heel touch, the opposite heel and ball of foot lift. So you're gazing at a point with chin level to the floor, but observe what's happening in your feet. And as you slow it way down, balancing on one leg. If you feel like you're going to fall, see if you can fall by placing your foot in the same place as where it was when you lifted it. Just switching to the other foot. One more each way. And center. Coming down. Coming to a comfortable seated pose, you can also come onto your back. And then from here, it's a little bit more comfortable usually to prop up, so I'm going to sit on the block. And then we'll come into the folded arm breath, Padadurasana. So your hands come under your upper arm. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Evening out the feeling of the hands, the breath, the energy, the pressure from inside, from outside. Exhaling to the bottom, and everything lowers. Breathing in fully. And exhaling completely. Relax the inner workings of the face and the facial muscles. Let the teeth separate a little so the jaw hinge can soften, the tongue relaxes, the eyes soften. And there's a pressure point between the fifth and sixth rib that balances our nervous system, our energy, and the way that we feel. So it's like turning a light switch off of your thoughts, quieting the mind. And then switch the hands, take the one on top under, and another minute or so like that. After your next exhalation, lower the hands down. Turn the palms open, thumb and index finger gently to touch. Just for 1 minute, sitting in silence. If a thought bubbles up, notice it, and then watching it as it goes. Like a train that you're not getting on. Watching it come, watching it go. And then bring the palms together in front of your heart, bowing your head to your heart, bowing to yourself exactly as you are. Perfect because you exist. So let the light shine through you like a light bulb gone to full bright, shining it into every moment, being the best version of yourself that you can be. Namaste.